And welcome back to Prime. As the Israeli hostages are reunited with their loved ones, the road to recovery, it's going to be a challenge, a big challenge, just as the journey was to getting them home. For more on this, we're joined now by Kieran Ramsey, who worked to resolve hostage situations with the U.S. government for decades, before now joining Global Reach, which helps bring Americans held abroad home. Kieran, it is so good to see you. Thank you for joining us here on Prime. How was this ceasefire negotiation different from the ones that we'd seen previously?
Well, clearly, as we can see right now, the prime consideration, the first consideration in the negotiations that resulted in this morning was the hostages. Sadly, unfortunately, that has not been the case before for a variety of reasons, but it was the hostages alone that was the primary consideration that led to their release this morning.
And I think when you see these hostages and you think about, okay, they've been held hostage now for over 2 years, you start thinking about their medical attention, what they may need from medical professionals. So what do those steps look like after so many years?
So they have been held captive now for 737 days in some of the most horrific conditions that you could ever imagine, being held in tunnels and caves and basements. So it really starts with emergency medical care. We already have heard long since this started of physical abuse, outright torture, of humiliation, psychological torture, of malnutrition, of starvation, really. So the medical evaluation is really emergency medical evaluation to start caring for these people in a physical sense. And we have to remember, there were people that were severely injured on October 7th when they were taken captive. We know that they did not get the world's best medical care as they entered captivity. So those conditions have worsened, let alone any normal health conditions that they might have had before going into captivity certainly could have worsened. You add to that things like nutrition. These folks have, as I said before, faced starvation. And we know from releases in previous cases and unrelated cases where the hostages want nothing more than to go eat their favorite food. But if they do, they'll end up back in the emergency room because their bodies just can't process it.
Do we know what support Israel is offering right now to these freed hostages?
So the Israeli system is very similar to the American system with some differences, without a doubt. The American system is based off the U.S. military system of caring for prisoners of war. And it really focuses on emergency medical care, psychological care, nutrition. The Israeli system is under the Hostages and Missing Persons Directive, which is a multi-agency effort. It falls directly under the Prime Minister's office. And they use the Rabin Medical Center and Sheba Medical Center to treat these folks to make sure that they get the immediate care they need, because this is a long road to healing and recovery.
A long road indeed. Kieran Ramsey of Global Reach. Kieran, thank you so much for being here.